And
Okay.
he's using music and entertainment to traffic. Who
Was
was mentored by Clive Davis.
Now, rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clive Davis in 1994.
I'm here to say that bisexuality does exist, and for me, I turned to it after my second marriage failed, and I dated women, and I dated a few men, and I ended up in a relationship with a man.
Jaguar Wright just revealed some fresh tea on allegations about Diddy being an S dealer, and she claims that Diddy learned how to do it from his tutor, Clive Davis. So I all know by now that Diddy settled his action with Cassie after she sued him for DV, SA, and trafficking. Still, this isn't the end of legal trouble for Diddy, and 2 further alleged victims came forward criminating Diddy of SA. Word on the road is that there are numerous further women and men who were allegedly violated by Diddy. But it's not just Diddy. According to Jaguar Wright, the music assiduity is full of important men who use their position to business and SA youthful people. And one of them is allegedly Clive Davis, one of the most important numbers in the recording assiduity who helped Diddy start Bad Boy Entertainment. So what really happened between Clive and Diddy? And is Diddy's relationship with Clive the reason his contended crimes were no way completely delved? Let's get into it. I actually suppose he is just an extreme egocentric who loves power. He loves the capability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most probably because he was victimized by his tutor. So it looks like Cassie's action against Diddy was just the morning. And in just 1 week since Diddy settled with Cassie, further disturbing allegations surfaced about him and shaying women. One contended victim who linked herself as Joy Dickerson Neal filed a civil suit against Diddy in New York Supreme Court, and she's demanding a trial by jury. She claims that back in 1991, she agreed to go on a regale date with Diddy, and during their date, he spiked her drink, performing in her being in a physical state where she couldn't singly stand or walk. According to Neal, Diddy drove her to a place he was staying at and progressed to essay her. And because she was under the influence of the substance Diddy allegedly slipped in her drink, Neal claimed she demanded the physical capability or internal capacity to forfend calms off. She also alleges that Diddy recorded the essay and days laterally. A manly friend told her that he saw the videotape and that Diddy showed it to everyone. According to the suit, Neal incontinently filed police reports in New York and New Jersey and spoke to several prosecutors hoping to press charges. Still, they told her allegations would need to be corroborated. In the meantime, a third contended victim filed a civil suit claiming that Diddy and songster Aaron Hall took turns seeking her back in the early 90s. The woman who chose to stay anonymous claimed she attended an after-party at Aaron Hall's apartment when Diddy attacked her. The action states that after Combs finished doing his business, Jane Doe laid in bed, shocked and traumatized. As she was in the process of getting dressed, Hall slogged into the room, projected her down, and forced Jane Doe to have with him. Meanwhile, unconfirmed reports also started circulating with further victims that will come forward in the near future, both manly and womanish. According to some sources, Diddy allegedly detests some of the manly workers that he paid to share with Cassie in forced freak-offs. Diddy's sentry, Gene Deal, also verified in a new interview that Diddy hired those manly workers for himself. And he also said that over the times, Diddy had numerous hassles with men at Turkish cataracts, Turkish baths. He did not want it to come back to him in a way, he hiring the people.
He didn't want it to come back to him in a way, he hiring the people. He gonna put it all on her. Cause she knew what he liked. Cause she wasn't just hiring it for her. Don't get that effed up, Art. If you think that she was just hiring those male prostitutes for herself, nah. Wait outside of Turkish baths for them. You know what they do in the Turkish baths? That's where a lot of gay men meet. And they all take hot baths together twice. Sometimes 3 times a week. Me and the driver be outside. He'll run into the Turkish bath.
Now Diddy's fornication away. That is not the part we need to concentrate on. It's the fact that Diddy has been allegedly seeking and dealing women and men for times, and according to Jaguar Wright, the only reason he has gotten down with it's because of his connections to other alleged merchandisers in the assiduity like Clive Davis. In her interview with Storm Monroe, Jaguar claimed that Diddy might have been prepped and endeavored by his late tutor, Uptown Records author Andrew Harrell, who in turn was prepped by his tutor, Clive Davis. Jaguar said that Diddy uses his position in the assiduity to business both women and men, and he allegedly learned it all from Andrew and Clive. My focus right now is Sean Combs. Okay, tell us why.
My focus right now is Sean Davis.
Jaguar refocused out that Andrew Harrell fired Diddy from Uptown Records in 1993. And within just 2 weeks, Diddy launched his own marker, Bad Boy, snappily surpassing Uptown. Back in 2019, Diddy participated his homage to Clive, saying, "Clive Davis and Arista Records gave me a chance when I was starting Bad Boy Entertainment. He was one of the first assiduity directors to really believe in me. I am ever thankful for him." Now, according to Jaguar, the only reason Diddy was suitable to make the Bad Boy conglomerates so snappily is because he did some favors for Clive. Andrew got passed over. Like, how do you go from being the chairman of Uptown and losing your entire company to your intern? Like Puff started out as an intern. Jaguar also suggested that Clive helped Diddy cover up his 1991 City College incident when 9 youthful people were killed during a rush at a charity basketball game that Diddy organized. The victims included children and 1 pregnant woman. The gal of rapper Father MC was inked to Uptown Records.
He got smart and he listened to all of his advisors, mostly Clive Davis, and he won. Like, he was determined to win. Like, nobody knew how determined he was to win. Like, that whole thing with Father MC, he covered that thing up real fast. And he didn't have proper security, he didn't have proper permits, and there was a stampede, and Father MC's woman got trampled to death. And
now, how does one go about covering up something like that?
Well, I mean, apparently you pay people, from what I've been told.
How does one go about covering up commodity like that? Well, I mean, supposedly you pay people. From what I have been told, Diddy denied responsibility for this tragedy. Still, according to multiple sources, the event was overbooked and Diddy refused to hear to his security when they advised him someone could die. Now, as for Clive Davis and Diddy, according to one eyeless item, the reason Clive helped Diddy start Bad Boy is because Diddy allegedly took Andrew Harrell's place.
So Clive Davis is over Arista, which is over Diddy's Bad Boy record. Now, rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clive Davis in 1994, and that's how Bad Boy Records came about.
Diddy and Clive partake a lot in common. Not only have they faced allegations about seeking and dealing youthful men and women, but also a lot of people who worked with them ended up dying under mysterious circumstances. In Clive's case, there is a long-standing conspiracy that he'd commodity to do with Whitney Houston's death. On February 11, 2012, Whitney was set up dead in her bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, where Clive was preparing his Grammys party. When Clive was notified that Whitney failed, he decided to go through with the party, a decision that raised a lot of eyebrows because people could not understand how Clive and all these other notorieties could snub while Whitney's dead body was upstairs. And yes, Diddy also socialized the night Whitney failed. In fact, according to this composition from Entertainment Weekly, Diddy was rehabilitated for a severe migraine that he developed after returning home from the post-Grammy party he hosted at the Playboy Mansion. Now, going back to rumors about Clive and Diddy's relationship, we know that Clive came out as bisexual in 2013. He was preliminarily married doubly and has 4 children. As for Diddy, he has 6 natural children with 4 different women, and he also espoused his late gal Kim Porter's son Quincy. And while Diddy No Way addressed rumors about his fornication, the allegations have been following him for decades. But again, this isn't about Clive and Diddy being bisexual. What people want to know is if Jaguar is telling the verity about them dealing youthful men and women. Because if she is, also it could mean they have been using their plutocrat and influence to avoid felonious charges. One addict said he was prepped by Clive, and now he is fixing others. I would advise any youthful person to steer clear of the music assiduity. And another person added, escaping Diddy coming soon to Netflix. Pity that Clive will most probably get down with his wrong, with it being revealed most probably after his death. But how do you feel about all this? Do you suppose Clive Davis is guarding Diddy because he might be shamefaced of the same effects?